you wouldn't be my boyfriend if you didn't know what to do with your dick. That's why we call it boyfriend dick. It's because you know what you're doing. It is not an insult.
That one big dick I'm only be able to use once.
Literally.
And then I'll be dead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hotter Ones. I'm your host, Smashly, aka Ashley Matheson, and today I am joined by the lovely Miss Belle Brooks.
Hello.
I'm so excited to have you on.
Me too.
Just to start off, give everyone a rundown of you, where you're from, what you do, all that fun stuff.
So I grew up in Atlanta originally. I lived there for about 11 years. And then I moved to San Diego for a good 6.5. And then I decided, I was like, I like LA. I was visiting out there a couple times back and forth. And I was like, I should move out here. And I was already doing TikTok at the time. It was also during COVID when I was going there. So I kind of got into OF shortly after moving to Los Angeles. So yeah.
What made you do the jump from TikTok to OnlyFans?
I had a lot of friends that were doing it at the time, but I was also freshly 18 when I had figured out what OnlyFans even was. And I was like, oh shit, I'm seeing a lot of my friends making bank off of this platform. And, I wasn't really monetizing my content as it was on TikTok and stuff. I had talked to a couple other agencies for TikTok and stuff. I don't know. I kept walking in that direction and I was like, why don't I just do social media as a whole and just build a social presence and add a bunch of other platforms on as well. So that kind of is what brought me into OnlyFans, but I was freshly young.
Wow. I wish I joined when I was 18. The amount of
What age did you join?
20, about to be 21.
Okay.
So a little over 2 years ago. Okay. But no, that I feel like that's when you could really make a lot of money.
Yeah,
just the idea of being
I honestly
18.
wish I did it earlier. I wish it not earlier than 18, obviously. But I mean, I wish I knew about it. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I wish I was older.
Yeah, no, that's one of the biggest things with my career that's been on OnlyFans is I'm always oh my gosh, I should have started it sooner. I feel like there was so much stigma around it, and when it first came out, I thought it was another porn website, and I was like, oh my god, why do all these people want me to be a porn star so bad? Why are they trying to set me up to be in this situation? But then once I realized oh my god, and it was seeing other girls do it, and I was like, wait, how much did you make?
You can do whatever you want on the platform.
Anyways, what do you think your favorite part about this job is now?
I would say my favorite part is the opportunities that come with it. I have met so many people throughout doing OnlyFans that have now come to be my best friends. Yeah. And I would say getting to travel around and still make content and just have it, I feel it's a lot more free.
Yeah.
You're free with your time. You get to choose when you're doing the content that you're doing or what you're doing. So I don't know. I like the freedom behind it.
I've never heard that response. Everyone's the money, this, that.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Just it came with a lot. I was doing a 9-to-5 before that for so long, and I was a grinder, but I definitely appreciated the fact that I could pick up my own schedule day to day and decide, hey, I want to go on this spontaneous trip with all my bitches and shoot some fucking content and make some money from it, so.
Oh my God. Invite me to the next one, please.
I got you.
All right. So what's a fun fact about you that your subscribers wouldn't know? Something you keep super personal.
Well, to be fair, I think it might be my age. I think a lot of my subscribers and a lot of people that follow me assume that I'm older because maybe how I carry myself or just the way I look. But being only 20 right now, doing OnlyFans, I feel there's a lot of creators that are a lot older than me, and a lot of my friends are a lot older than me that shoot content. So I would say my age, honestly.
Oh my God, your age just sent a bullet through my heart.
I know, I'm 20.
Oh my God, I did not know that. Oh, that is crazy. So you've only been doing it for 2 years then?
2 years. I mean, I'm about to be 21 this month, so it'll be coming up on
oh my
3.
God, happy birthday.
What's
your sign? Are you a Virgo?
I'm a Libra.
You're a Libra.
I'm on the cusp.
On the cusp.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Libras. Libras and Leos make for really good friends.
You give Leo energy too.
How was your E-date with Sketch? I love Sketch, by the way.
I love him too. He is such a sweetheart. I have literally not one bad thing to say about him. He's such a good guy. Going into that stream, I actually didn't know who he was. I know. I didn't know you. Now I know what's up, brother. But at the time, I did not know who he was. I knew Jinxie, and that was kind of I was under the impression I was going on a stream with Jinxie. They didn't even give any information about Sketch. So going into that dating stream, I like had no idea what I was doing. I was very unfamiliar with streams as a whole. I was just kind of getting into that world. But I loved him and I had a great time. He's such a cool guy. I'm happy that I got that opportunity to meet him because now we're friendsies.
Oh my
God,
God,
great.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
He makes me like every single time I see like an edit or like a compilation of like funny moments. He's so funny.
Yeah, I guess he was on the come up at that time too, which
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know how I heard him after.
Yeah.
I did my research, obviously, but that stream clip happened to blow up, and then I was looking and I was like, damn, he really has a diehard fan base too.
Yeah.
Like,
So would you do another stream?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've actually spoken about it.
Oh,
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but we've spoken about it.
Do you do any streaming like personally?
I've done like, I've been interested in, maybe starting down the line, but I've been in a lot of other people's streams as well. So I've done kick streams with other people and I've done Twitch as well. So I think, on other people's was what I was doing for the most part, but I would be really interested in doing like ASMR. TikTok
Yes,
Live.
I could see you getting into that. And you know what? ASMR is like, even if you don't want it to be kinky, I feel like at the end of the day, every single time I watch an ASMR, I'm like, this is kind of kinky, especially
Some
if
guys
it's somebody
whacking off to that shit. Absolutely.
Especially if it's like them talking, like the wooden soup ones.
Those mouth sounds.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, I did one of those like a month ago, and doing it is so uncomfortable. I felt so awkward.
Really?
And the girl I did it with, she was so confident and so good and knew what she wanted to do. And then
she had an idea. Absolutely.
I was like sitting on the other side of the mic, like,
does
this sound good? Like I felt like a literal ogre. It was horrible.
Dead.
So you do a lot of collabs.
I do.
I saw recently you did one. We love Lila Gibney on this podcast.
Very recently.
Do you have like a dream collab or like a OnlyFans creator that you really want to work with?
I actually do. Yeah. Angela White. She is a porn star.
Ooh.
But I would be really interested in doing collab with her because we have this, similar sized tits, and she seems like a really sweet girl as well. I've followed her social medias and stuff.
Fun.
So definitely a dream collab. I will be planning on reaching out to her soon.
Come on, Angela. Come on.
Get on it, girl.
Obviously, you just talked how you got a big rack. What are some of the pros and cons of having what size, if you don't mind? Like, what cup size are you?
See, I haven't gotten an updated. Victoria's Secret sizing may not be as accurate as you
horrible.
think.
Oh my God.
Well, that's honestly the only sizing that I've actually gotten. So I think like a 38 triple D. I don't know. I really don't know. It could be more, maybe an FGZ.
Girl, I think you're
that.
pushing F. You're pushing P.
Maybe. Are those even letters? Well, I don't even know.
Yeah, gosh, I remember like when you go to the department stores with your mom, like they have like the custom area where they have like big bras and like it goes up to like a cup size M, and it's literally like you could fit a small child inside.
See, I'd always be walking through those aisles acting like I wasn't that size. I think I was a lot more insecure early on, and they just kept growing every year. I couldn't stop.
Oh my God,
so
yeah.
I
Boobs,
had to adapt.
I don't know if you're like this, but my boobs like fluctuate if I'm on my period.
They do.
If I like wake up skinny opposed to like if I pig out before bed. Like I wake up and my boobs are always a different size.
Yeah, 100% that happens to me. 100%.
What is your favorite kind of content to make on OnlyFans?
I would say collabs. I really do like collabs. I like feeling like I can be on the screen with my best friends, and like I feel like I'm more natural, and I'm more, I'm just like, I'm happy to be there. I'm happy that she's with me, like kind of situation. So I would say collabs, but I also really like dirty talk. So I would say that.
Do you get in the voice memos?
I do get in the voice. My voice, I've been told that my
I was
voice
just
completely changes octaves when I'm talking dirty versus when I'm not. But
No, you have like a perma sexy voice. Like you have like that rasp.
I got the rasp.
Yeah,
I do.
it's like whenever I am filming my voice memos, it's like I get into a zone. Like I feel like I have a yappy voice. It's like high pitch and it's fast.
Yeah,
but when
mine definitely goes a little higher.
When I'm filming, I'm like, hey, like hope you're doing well. Like I don't talk like that. I don't know where that comes from.
Absolutely.
Speaking of OnlyFans, do you have a favorite subscriber?
I do. I actually do, but he's also, I want to say, my strangest subscriber. I think it's cool because I like to try new things, but he is the one. I think he's one of my biggest spenders actually, but he's the one that I guess he kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone throughout making content. So I would say that he challenges me in a way, and I actually appreciate that. You know, you're always gonna get some of the same damn shit.
Do you ever have like ghost buyers where they'll buy your content but they won't actually interact with you in the chat?
Absolutely.
That is so weird to me.
And I'll never understand. But then, you know, you meet people that like fall in love with you and actually want to get to know you, and I find that really cool because I really get to see their personality as a whole as well, and it's like kind of like I have a little boyfriend on my chat. You know, I like it.
Literally.
It's really fun.
I think like whenever I go through my messages and look at them, I think my favorite thing to see is that I haven't sent a photo set in like 2 days, yet it's like 8 scrolls worth of like talking. I'm like
interacted. They're like, baby, where are you? Where you at?
Like they're not just here for my tits. They genuinely like appreciate
They want my
me.
personality too.
Every morning I have like a couple, and every single morning I get a good morning, sweetheart, and I'm like,
that's what I need. That's all
I need that to get up. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And do you think that OnlyFans is going to be like you're gonna retire from OnlyFans, or do you think you're gonna like hop to a new venture after this?
I think it could go so many different ways for me, and
you're so young.
Yeah, right. I think honestly, OnlyFans has been really the start of my social presence, and it's what has made me somewhat of a name from the jump. So I would say that like walking into other platforms after OnlyFans would definitely be something I would head into later on. But you know, I really do think that OnlyFans is going to be around in the next 10 years. I think it's going to be around. I think it's going to stay the same just as Pornhub. Like, it's the same wave. And I think, honestly, more people are walking onto OnlyFans than they are Pornhub now. Yeah. So I do think that it's not going to fade out or die out. But obviously, I'm going to age. Yeah. And I would say, you know, in the next 10 years, depending on how I age, I can see myself still doing OnlyFans and having some side gigs on the other part. I really do want to get a fashion line going, maybe. Yeah. So that's something that I would probably head towards.
100%. And I think like with OnlyFans, this is a job that you could retire at a very young age from. Like 100%. But at the same time, there's like that voice in the back of your head, and it's like, well, I don't really want to just like end there. Yeah. Like I don't want to like stop life at 30 just because I'm 30 and I've been on the platform for 10 years.
And you have that money. I also feel like I want to keep doing stuff. You know, like I want to keep performing. I still want to be on social media. I love social media. I don't know. It could be draining at times, but I definitely think that I just feel like I wouldn't have anything left to do if I was just stopping right there and retiring at like 30 years old. I mean, that's crazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I it is a crazy concept. Sometimes I think like in my head, like if I wanted to retire in the next 5 years, like that's a very like feasible thing that I could do. And then I'm like,
I agree.
What 27-year-old needs to retire? Like you still have so much energy.
Why don't you just keep making that money?
Life is just starting. Yeah.
I think I would also like to walk into music. I think music is something that I've been into for a while. I'm a scaredy cat, and like I can only do it behind a camera. Yeah. So
that's fun. Do you ever sing for your followers?
I haven't yet, but this has actually been a conversation that I've had recently, and I really would also like to get into that as well. I have a lot of things clearly I need to get into.
You know Ari Kitsia?
I do,
when she was on the pod, she
said...
She's a
voice.
First of all, she is like very talented musically, but she said that like some of her like best content that she makes, her best-selling content is like her nude singing.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm like, shit, I just need to get security cameras in my house, and then that's where I can film all my content if that's what you guys are into.
I was thinking like I literally just bought a karaoke machine actually last weekend. So I did buy a karaoke machine. I haven't touched it yet, but I am looking forward to it, and I'm thinking maybe I can use and abuse that shit onto the media. That would be great.
I'm like, if you guys want a custom, get her to sing any song, any price.
Send me that custom, baby. I need that motivation.
Right on. We're getting into a little bit more like sexy S questions. Do you think that size matters?
I do think that it's a really controversial topic. What I will say is that I really like a good motion. If you got that motion going, like, and the shape, like that is really a big thing to me. I like to see a pretty penis, and that's all that matters to me, to be fair. Yeah. So if you know what you're doing with that dick, you're good. That's all that matters.
Personally, if your dick's bigger than 8 inches, stay the fuck away from me.
I know, it's like you're ripping me apart, King. Sorry. Not sure if I'm prepared for that.
I think that men with big dicks most of the time don't know how to use them.
They don't. They're not used to it. They have the woman grasping on that shit
24/7. And two, a confident man with an average size penis. We don't call it boyfriend penis as an insult. A lot of men, when you say they have boyfriend penis, they're like,
they take offense to it. I'm like,
you're just saying it's small. I'm like, no, I'm saying you know exactly what to do with it. But
I'm saying I want you as a boyfriend, baby.
Yeah, you wouldn't be my boyfriend if you didn't know what to do with your dick. That's why we call it boyfriend dick. It's because you know what you're doing. It is not an insult.
Exactly. It's
Take it as a compliment.
That one big dick I'm only be able to use once.
Literally.
And then I'll be dead.
It's pretty to look at, sure. Like, you're like, oh, big dick. But it's like, I don't want that in me.
It's like shocking. I'd love to look at it from an image very, very far away and not right in front of me.
I'm like, bitch, I put a regular size tampon in my vagina. What you think I'm doing with the super plus dick?
Oh, I'll do that ultra, baby.
All right. Another kind of spicy question.
Okay, I'm ready. Give it to me.
Do your boobs float?
This is actually one of my biggest questions that I get asked all the time on my Snapchat, on everything. And I have yet to answer it because, I don't know. I just saving it for the right time, I guess, because it's been a very popular question. But they do.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I think, at least for my body, it does. I just remember a specific time when I was in Hawaii and I was with a bunch of my girlfriends and my guy friends, and we were in the ocean, and we were all just like trying to float on our backs, and I go on my stomach and I start floating. They're like, what the fuck? How do you do that shit? And I was like, yeah, I mean, baby, I got 2 life jackets attached to me. Like, put me on a jet ski. I don't need that shit. The flotation devices are right here. So I definitely would say that they do float. Yeah, I can confirm
That's so funny. Yeah, mine float too.
Okay,
and
there we go.
If I ever am going to get work done on my body or my boobs, I'm going to show my surgeon a photo of what my boobs look like underwater, because the way that they float,
a lift.
it's like a lift, and it like puts them in the exact right spot. I just did like a little underwater like collab shoot where we were like naked and the whole thing was underwater, and I was like, oh my God.
You're giving me inspo, because that really is giving me a fucking boob lift. I love being with a man skinny dipping in the ocean or the water. Make sure that water's clear so they can definitely see it. And I love that lift. It's great. It makes your body real nice.
Oh, I love that. All right. Another kind of scanty question. Do you have like a dream train or an Eiffel Tower that you would like?
Ooh, this is actually a really good question, because I was recently thinking about this. I was asking my friend the other day, like, oh, what would your dream train be? Like, if you had a bunch of celebrities, whatever, in a room with you and they were trying to all get down and dirty with you, like, what would your dream train be? I would say Johnny Depp and Yo James. I don't know. Controversial maybe, but
I got to agree with you on the Johnny Depp. Yeah. I think that Johnny Depp is a very fine man.
And I just feel like he'd know how to do it.
We are now getting into my favorite part of the podcast, which is the Smash or Pass, because I am Smashly. So, Belle, we're going to ask you some spicy questions, and you could choose to answer them or not answer them. But if you don't want to answer them, you got to remove an article of clothing.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, we're going to start off with a more mild question.
Give it to me.
Are you a lights on or off kind of girl?
Definitely on. But you know, I've definitely done both. I would say on, but like when I'm drunk as fuck, sometimes I'll be getting ratty after the club. I don't know. There'll be that day where I'm just like, oh, I'm really not feeling what I look like in the mirror. And I know I'll look at myself in the mirror throughout that night at the club and I'll be like, okay, yeah, you got something to work with, right? And then later on throughout the night, you're at the after at 5 a.m., last person there, you find this random old man. You're like, oh shit, let's go home. You're like, yeah, these lights are going off. I'm sorry, baby. I cannot. But you know, for the most part, I'd like to say on.
Yeah, I think I'm obsessed with the mood lighting. Like the overhead lights, LEDs. The hospital lights, turn them off. The
asylum lights, yeah, classroom lights.
Turn them off. But like a candle or like the TV light, like or like any kind of like little lamp.
A little dim.
That gives it still some like mystery. Like I can't see every pore in your body,
right?
But I can still see
eye
that.
color. But I'm still giving that eye contact.
Yes, you know what
I like some morning sex, so I'm a really big like morning daylight sometimes.
I love having sex in the morning.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
And I've noticed that men aren't as down to have sex in the morning.
Yeah, they aren't. But like, you gotta give them a little shimmy with
Oh,
the
I know.
booty
It's
when
not
you're
hard.
cuddling.
I mean, it's not hard to get it, but they're like my man. He's always like, I'm gonna be so tired for the rest of the day if I do this. I'm not gonna want to do anything all day. I'm like, shit. If I get a nut first thing in the morning, I'm about to have the best day ever.
I've
What are you talking
experienced
about?
it. I'll be up. I'll go run some groceries after. I'll be like doing
I'll
my
have
content.
a little pep in my step.
I'm all for that motivation after that. So.
What could you buy with the amount of money that you have made in your highest earning month?
This is probably not something I would buy right now, but I would say highest earning month. I would say like a Maybach or a Ferrari, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I would say a really nice house in the Midwest. Somewhere where
I
the taxes are not like they are out here.
Yeah.
No, Maybach, that's... I'm trying to like think of like, are we talking like stock? Are you talking like aftermarket?
Gosh, I mean, I don't have a license. So I wasn't actually buying it. But
In my head, I'm doing the math right now, and I'm like, shit, girl.
I mean, I would say like, I mean, should I put out numbers? I would say
if you want to.
Like, I feel like a Maybach can range, 200, 300,000. So I would say around that.
Yeah. Totally. All right. Last one in the mild section of our questions.
Okay.
What is your biggest sex fantasy?
I think I'm going to plead the fifth on this one.
Subscribe to Belle's Brooks to find out what our sexual fantasies
Yeah, maybe
are.
I'll get in a customer or something. Find out then.
All right. I can't let you have the